What's up, y'all? I'm G-Rock, and this is Show Me Your Sneaker Collection. We're back with another episode. We are in the DMV, so you know it's rich sneaker history and culture. And I'm joined with a very special guest. I'm talking about a creative. I'm talking about a collector. I'm talking about a customizer, a prophet, a motivational speaker, a preacher, the one and only Danielle, aka SneakerfanDan. Danielle, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, and yourself?
Hey, I'm great. I'm ready to do it. Y'all see we already in the sneaker room, and you know what we're here for, right?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. All right, so Danielle, I like to start off every single episode by talking about that shoe that got us introduced to the shoe game. And in your words, I want to ask you, and you fill in the blank, I fell in love with sneakers when I first saw the
Playoff Jordan 11s.
And so you got that pair in your collection.
Yeah.
Walk me down there. Tell me the story.
All right, so this is my all-time favorite sneaker. I grew up playing basketball.
Okay.
So my first love is basketball, second love is sneakers. So, 1996, you know 96 Bulls, best team ever. Well, they had the best record until the Warriors broke it, but they were the team that actually won the championship. So that still, you know, holds near and dear to my heart. So watching the game, you know, NBA, NBC, as soon as Jordan stepped on the court, I stopped. I was like, wait, ran to a room, grabbed the VHS tape.
You had to record this?
Yeah, I had to record it. Threw it into the VCR, and I hit record. Later on that day, I played it again. I was like, Ma. She was like, what? I was like, I need those. I was in second grade when they dropped. Yeah, so every time they retro, I try to grab them because these are my all-time favorites. It's my babies. The high, when they retroed again with the high cut patent leather, it reminded me of back when, you know, when I was a kid. You know, back then when they first dropped, the kid sizes, they really didn't look like the adult sizes.
Exactly, I hated
You know what I mean? So when they retroed again when I was in 8th grade in December 2001, they came out pretty good, but they still didn't look like this. So when they said that these were going to retro, it was a no-brainer for me. I had to grab them.
So based off all the different versions that they've done over the years, this is the best one to you so far?
Yeah, to me.
Okay.
To me. I mean, the OG, of course, but like I said, I was in second grade when they dropped, so they didn't quite look like this.
Okay, cool. So you got started with the Jordan 11, you fell in love with that, and basketball had a huge influence on, I'm assuming, your taste in the sneakers that you gravitated toward?
For sure. I'm a huge Michael Jordan fan. I got a Jumpman tag here. Like, that's my guy. So as you see, like in my collection, mostly everything is Jordan.
Okay.
I do have a lot of old Nike basketball because, like I said, I think that era, growing up in the 90s, it's my favorite era for sneakers.
Well, cool. Let's stay around that area right now since we're talking basketball. We're talking about Michael Jordan, the first pair you fell in love with.
Okay.
Let's highlight some of the other basketball sneakers that I guess were influential to your early years and that's still your all-time favorites.
Right here, the Duncan Foams. I think they originally came out in 97. I was 9 years old, so I couldn't fit them. So I remember after basketball practice, they would have teen night at the rec. So all the high school kids show up. And when I tell you all of them had on the Duncans.
Word.
Yeah.
And this is here?
Yeah.
In the DMV?
In the DMV. Right at Rolling Crest Community Center. That's like right on the Maryland, D.C. line. So all of them had these on. So I was looking like, yo, I need those. And I also have an older cousin, it's more like an older brother. He grew up playing basketball. He was real heavy in the sneakers, so he had these. So it's a lot of stuff that he had when I was younger that, like, if they ever come out, if I ever get a chance to get them, I'm gonna grab them. So this is the 2011 pair. I do have the OGs back here from 97.
Okay.
But these are the ones that I wear because they're more wearable.
And this is also, we were talking off camera, still an Air Max, but at the same time, this falls under that Foamposite category.
Right.
I know it's early in, but shoot, let's do it. Can we speak on the Foamposite's connection to DMV and like why that's even a thing? Because I'm from Atlanta, and I've always looked at DC as being the home of Foamposites.
Right.
In fact, I did a discussion post many years ago, and I said that DC, Wale was wearing the copper foams.
Right.
And I said in the article that he was from the home of the foams.
Yes.
And then some people from New York got offended.
Right.
And it turned into this debate. So then I did a discussion post. I was like, home of the foams, DC versus New York. I kid you not. And this is on the blog. Like
Right.
350 comments of people going back and forth saying who was responsible
Right.
for the Foamposites. So I got to ask you, since we are in DMV, like what's the story? What is it about the Foamposite in this particular region?
I think it was the price point they came out with. Just think about it, like when phones were dropping back then, it's like $200. So it's like, if you had those,
It's a status symbol?
you were doing it, you know what I mean? And then like, I mean, you talk about New York, we can go to Baltimore, which is like closer to here. In Baltimore, they call them dopes.
Dopes?
Yeah.
That's my first time hearing that.
So they call them dopes, and they call them dopes because only the dope boys had them.
Gotcha.
So the ones who could really afford them.
Right.
So they had them. But I can say this, when it comes to Foamposites and New Balance, you can go anywhere in DC, and you're going to see about 5 or 10 people wearing either Foamposites or New Balance. You can't go anywhere else in the world and see them wearing Foamposites or New Balance. You talk about New York, you go to New York, they're wearing Timbs, they wear Air Force Ones. We give them that, but we got to keep the foams. Jason Kidd is my all-time favorite point guard.
Word.
Yeah.
Okay. Why's that?
I mean, he had it all. I mean, you know, when he first came to the league, he couldn't really shoot, so we used to call him Acing Kid because he had no J.
I ain't
you
even
know
know
about
that.
that?
I didn't. He had a special connection to these Jordans.
Definitely. They came out when I was in 4th grade. I remember that they only released a Lady Foot Locker in Landover Mall. That's back when Jordans just drop on Wednesdays. To know about sneaker releases, you had to be actually in the mall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we'd be in the mall like during the weekends, and you'll walk up to the register, and sometimes they would have like a book open. It might have been like a, you know, East Bay, something like that. So you knew the release dates because of that. So when I saw the release date, I already had it embedded into my mind that they dropped on a certain day. So my mom came to pick me up, and I'm like, shoes came out today. She's like, oh yeah? And I was like, yeah. So I was always used to her having them for me when I got in the car, but she didn't that day. And so she was like, oh yeah, and I was like, yeah, it's like it's the first women's Jordan. So me playing basketball, you know, being a little girl, that was something that she felt that I needed to have, and that's a pair that, you know, I really wanted to have. So we go up to Lady Foot Locker on Landover Mall, and I grab those. And it's wild because they haven't retroed until this year. So when they came back out, I ran to go get them because it made me feel like I was 10 years old.
I want to also get straight to what a lot of people know you from on Instagram, and it's your talent for customizing sneakers. And the most popular edition that you have right now is the Maryland flag colorway that you've applied on the Jordan 1. Let's speak on how that came to play. And then also too, we'll get into like talking more about your customs and stuff like that, and any customs that you may have that you want to highlight. So with the Maryland ones, it's funny because this guy I went to elementary school with, he's always rocking Maryland gear because he just loves the flag, and it's so much different than any other flag in the country. And you know, he loves it right where he's from. So he called me, he's like, yo, I need some Maryland sneakers. I'm like, all right, cool. I was like, what sneaker you want to go with? He's like, the Maryland 1. Let me see. He said the Jordan 1. I'm like, all right, cool. And I was like, well, how you want to do it? He was like, I don't know. I was like, okay. So I went to Jimmy Jazz one weekend, and they had a pair of the white and red metallics for the low. That's the first base that I used for my first Maryland 1. Okay. And so I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting in here one Saturday. I'm just like, how am I going to put this flag on the shoes and not make it look goofy? Right. You know what I mean? Because that's pretty big. You know, it's where I'm from, you know what I mean? Like, then with ones, color blocking is very, very important. So I just sat for a little bit, and I'm like, okay, well, the flag is cutting forwards. I can wrap it around the top, and I can wrap it around the bottom the same way in the back. And then when you see the view, you're going from side to side, you can see the whole flag. So I just got a pencil, and I just started drawing. I was like, okay, this might be dope. But I couldn't really see it until I started putting colors on it. So once I started putting colors on the shoe, I'm like, I might got something here. So I remember when I posted them on my mom's birthday in 2017. When I posted them, people was just like, yo, that's on the Jordan? I was like, yeah. And so a lot of people ask me, you know, why did I do it? It's because, you know, he wanted it. And so I was like, I gotta make sure I know what I'm doing first. So I did it, and I showed him, and he was like, that's the one. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I did a pair for him. Then like so many people started asking, and I'm like, all right, you know, y'all know I usually don't duplicate shoes, but I'm like, here, we really don't get that much love when it comes to sneaker releases. It's pretty dope that they identified that shoe with me being from here. Why not? What about clients? I know people hit you up all the time, right? You have just regular common day sneaker community people, you have influencers, maybe celebrities, athletes. Who would you say is either the biggest celebrity or someone that's known, or just someone that just completely caught you off guard? Was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? They asked you to do a custom for them.
Jared Jack.
Okay.
Jared Jack, he's from PG County. He played in the NBA a couple of years.
I'm familiar. I didn't know he was from PG County.
He's from PG County. He's from PG County. He played in the NBA a couple of years. He went to Georgia Tech for college. So I'm just chilling one day and he messaged me. He's like, yo, I need some sneakers. I was like, okay.
Making sure you're not getting trolled. You like trying to make sure this is the right person.
So I'm like, oh, you from PG County? I was like, would you rock the Maryland ones? He was like, definitely. And so it was pretty cool because back then when I did them for him, he was still playing for the Knicks. So when I did them, you know, like I did them and I wrote a note in and I'm like, you know, if you don't mind, like when you do wear them, can you post them and tag me in it? Yeah. He's like, oh, I definitely got you. So he posted them. Mike Beasley, he's also from here. He was like, yo, where did you get those sneakers from?
He's asking
Jared Jack. Yeah, and he's like, told me, he was like he messaged me, he's like, yo, Mike was like, yo, where you get those from? Quinn Cook. Quinn Cook is from here. He was like, yo, what's good with those?
So it's a snowball effect of that circle of people.
Of that circle of people. And it's funny because I actually graduated from high school with that guy.
KD.
Yeah. So it's a funny story with those.
Let's get to it.
All right. So we were in high school. You know, KD was the number 2 player in the class behind Greg Oden. I didn't know why he was number 2 and not number 1 because I saw him every day. I'm like, oh, this dude flat out. Like, he's nice. Yeah. So when these came out, they had a game that Saturday. So I go to the game. And so while JV's playing, varsity comes out. They just sitting there. And I'm kind of like sitting by, you know, where they're located. He's like, Danielle. I'm like, yo, what's up? He was like, did you get those Jordans that came out today? I was like, yeah. He was like, yo, I ain't even get them joints. And so I'm like, you didn't get them. We was in high school. KD had all the Jordans months before they came out. So I'm like, how come you don't got them? And so he was like, I can't stand you, yo. And I'm like, really? He's like, yo, he's like, how you get them? Da, da, da. I was like, yo, you have every Jordan that's come out since the summer and you tripping over these?
Right.
I'm like, you gonna be a lottery pick in 2 years? Like, you gonna be able to get them joints? But yeah, like, I don't know, it's always fun when I look at these, I'm like, yeah, he didn't get these. All right, so these right here, every time I post these, people go crazy. Like, yo, what's those? Because everybody, like, they so caught up on Air Max. Yeah. They really don't know about ACGs. ACGs, when they drop, when they like re-release, they sit. Because a lot of people really don't know about them. But these and the yellow Terra Certix, so these, probably the most comfortable shoes that I own. Hands down.
Because of that doggone Zoom Air.
And I also say that these are my favorite pair from the movie He Got Game. Because Booger had them on. Everybody's so caught up on the joints that Ray Allen had on. Mm-hmm. Those, the 13s and the Foamposites. Right. But those are definitely my favorite pair from He Got Game.
Those definitely got overshadowed by the more popular.
But these are my babies because you rarely see a lot of people wearing these. When these came out, like I say about here, foams, people went crazy.
How crazy? Let's talk about that.
All right, let's talk about that.
Foams here, but that shoe went crazy everywhere. So I assume that it went 10 times crazier in the home of foams.
Oh yeah. It was weird seeing foams get so much recognition everywhere else as opposed to here. But when these came out, they had to do a raffle. So I got these at a raffle at the DTLR on Minnesota Avenue. It was supposed to release that same Saturday at PG Plaza. But PG Plaza, they shut the whole release down. Wow. Because everybody was going crazy. They shut it down. So I was fortunate to get these on that Saturday off a raffle, my size and everything. That Tuesday, went back to work. I'm at work. My best friend, she texted me. She's like, yo, I was like, what's up? She's like, they about to release the foams. She used to work at the mall. So she's about to open up her store. So she's like, yo, if you get here, I already talked to the police. They told me that we could swap. I'm like, all right, cool, because I know my little brother really wanted them. Mm-hmm. So I was able to make it to the mall, swap with her, get in line, and get his. No problems. Because nobody knew. Everybody was at work. So that's what they did.
And you got the heads up, you got the inside info. Mm-hmm. So you was able to get your pair and a pair for your brother.
And a pair for my little brother. I'm a huge LeBron fan, so one more than a game. When that movie came out, I was like, oh, that's dope. Like, I thought it was tight how they kind of documented like everything from his childhood to high school, and now you see him in NBA. That's pretty cool. And the LeBron 7s are actually my favorite MVP LeBrons. These are his first MVPs. These are my favorite Nike basketball shoes of all time. So Foamposite 3s. You know, Penny, he was big. I remember my older brother having these when I was younger, so when they retroed, I had to get them. And they went to Adidas, so they had to change the name on the joints. But when you look at these, you see Garnett's.
Yeah.
The ones everybody really
Yeah, those
recognize.
yeah.
Quick stripes.
Classics.
Best pair of the Air 72 pack. When Jay-Z wore these, people went crazy.
We just kind of get through more of the collection.
So these are Ben 7s from 2010. It's a limited pair. This pair 1381 out of 2059. So back to Wale. He had the OGs. He had the OGs posted before they came back out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I remember these from 4th grade. Yeah, growing up, some of my favorite athletes, Deion, Griffey, Jordan. And so these are definitely one of my favorite Air Max. These will be getting rocked sometime this month. A lot of hype around these. When LeBron first went to Miami, people went crazy over them. It's just the only pair of Kobe's that I do own. It's for Mamba Day. When I was younger, elementary school was when the WNBA first started. So it was pretty cool. And Cynthia Cooper was one of the first greats in the WNBA. She was the first MVP. So I'm like, I didn't really know about her because she was older. But once I started,
put me on game.
Yeah, when I really started seeing her hoop, I'm like, yo, like she's pretty dope.
That's a rare pair. Please tell me how you got those.
It was actually on a raffle. I got these at PG Plaza Mall on a raffle. It was freezing that day, and everybody was out there because the weathermans had kind of dropped like a week before. I was like, I don't really want the weathermans. I kind of want these. The weathermans hit, but these were a little special. So.
And for the people watching that, this is their first time seeing this. What are we looking at?
These
right
are the Nerf KD4s. One of the hardest KDs to find. One of the most exclusive KDs to ever drop. I thought the collab was sweet because of everything that came with it. You got the Nerf hoop, the box, the ball. It just definitely just brought me back to some of my favorite things in my childhood.
These raffles that you're speaking on, is this like where are these raffles going at? What store?
This was at the House of Hoops in PG Plaza.
Okay, and let's speak
Plaza
on that
Mall.
because PG Plaza is like iconic sneaker mall here.
Right.
The time that I got introduced to it, I always heard about it through people who lived up here. I went for the first time in 2014.
Okay.
And it was probably at least, I'm not even exaggerating, maybe 7 to 8 different sneaker stores inside this mall. Can you speak on that, its influence, and how many sneakers it's supplied for the community here?
The thing about it is like PG Mall, like people go there specifically for sneakers. A lot of people don't go there to shop to buy clothes. They go there for sneakers. Like that's just what it's known for. And it's really known for like people don't know. Wale used to work at the DTLR on PG Plaza.
Word?
Yeah. So a lot of celebrities, and you know how they get their sneaker collection, they normally get their sneaker collection after they gain their celebrity.
Yeah, they get their money and they take it to Flight Club.
But Wale was doing this before he got
So you knew about Wale before he was the rapper and all this?
Yeah, because he actually used to work at the DTLR. And he also mentions that in his song, Act a Fool with Rick Ross.
Mm-hmm.
He say, some of y'all just finally catching up. Guess my old seminar free. That's why my old shit from like 06 on everybody's feet. You catch that? All right, which is true.
Yeah.
Like he's been doing it. So like you said, when
and you can confirm that he ain't new to this.
Oh, definitely
and
not.
I know that too.
He's
but
not. He still is. When the Supreme Air Force Ones came out, he actually camped out for him like a regular. He basically like went back to his roots, like to what he used to do. He camped out for him like a regular. Yeah, like he's always been on that stuff. So when you see like rappers wearing foams and stuff, it was him. It was him. Like, you know, you got Fat Joe. I don't want to speak on somebody because it's been questionable kind of, the years past. You got other rappers who are known for having sneakers, but I don't think they ain't really put it out there until Wale got out there.
No doubt.
Because Wale switched it up, it was different.
Yeah, and I always give him his props. Wale is what I would call like TSG alumni or TSG like a celebrity. I was highlighting Wale left and right because I heard him. I found out about him through a mixtape, Greg Street mixtape.
Right.
Shout out Greg Street. And he was rapping, the song is called Kicks, if I'm not mistaken. And the entire song, he's talking about concept, Japan stuff, SBs. I'm like, yo, this dude is talking that talk in the time before Instagram, before Twitter.
Exactly.
MySpace was only around. So it's like, you couldn't fake being a sneakerhead
Right.
back then. And so when I started the blog, he was one of the first people. Like I did something with Fat Joe, I did something with Greg Street, Fabulous Bow Wow. But Wale was a person who I really wanted to get because he was on the younger side and he was from this
Right.
area. And I did finally interview him. I think it was 2009, 2010. But I knew that he was authentic, so I always highlighted him on the blog. And a lot of people was like, yo, I didn't even know who dude was. I didn't know that he was a rapper. I
Right.
found out about him through the shoe game first, through
See?
his shoe game.
And that's the thing, like with him, it wasn't just Jordans. But like most celebrities, it's just Jordans.
Yeah.
It's just Jordans. Like you'll see like a dunk now. Why? Because Virgil's highlighting it. All right, but if it was not like a high SB, you wasn't seeing like certain celebrities wearing them unless they were heavily in the sneaker game, like a Clark Kent,
Yeah.
G McBride, like people like that. That's just what they. That's what they
They've
into.
been doing
you know
it
what I'm
too,
saying?
yeah.
Like that's their thing. Like for my customs, like for my ones, because the boxes all look the same and I keep my OG boxes, I do have to like nickname them. So
Okay.
this is like a random pair. And I didn't know what to put on it. So people thought these were cool. They like the mismatch. They like what I did with the sock liner. When that mids pair came out, the collab, not so long ago, so many people were tagging me and was like, oh, those look like your shoes. I'm like, that's cool,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying, like they not. These right here, I did for my 29th birthday. If we went a light, you will see how they change colors. It's like a holographic. In the back. You can see
Okay,
a
I saw,
little
yeah, I
bit.
saw,
Yeah, you see a little bit of holographic.
Okay.
I wear those, people be going crazy on Instagram. You see like a what the one. Like I'm not fortunate to have a lot of pairs, some of the pairs. So I did these.
That's crazy. This definitely gives me that
The Dave White.
Yeah.
Got Dave White, certain pairs.
And then you kind of did like is it
The
a
hair?
homage to the 7?
The hair. But see, like they have the mids. The mids, hair ones.
And so the tongue,
And I took that from the mids.
has like the
Yeah,
Okay.
I took that from that. So it's just, you know, a little something. So these animal print ones, these took forever and a day.
So how long is forever in a day?
A week and a half. Because this was an all black shoe.
Wow.
It is all black shoe. So painting white on black is not fun at all.
Okay.
It's not fun at all. 2-in-1.
Yeah.
Cheryl Swoop's one of my favorite players growing up. So when her shoe retro, even though this is not the first pair that ever came out, it was pretty dope that she got some type of recognition for her shoes retroing, for her being the first women's basketball player. Yeah, she was the first women's basketball player to have her own sneaker. So, like I said, when I do my customs, I like to take a shoe that nobody cares about and then freak them out. So I did that. I really like the comfort of 98s. I think 98s are more comfortable than 97, so I went with these. We were World Cup joints. I got these from Journeys back when Journeys used to have that Nike account. I think I like these better than the black ones. Yeah, these are quick strike ones. Like I want to grab those. I'm mad that I didn't grab the black ones. I'll circle back and grab them. Before they started doing when they really started doing the hybrid sneakers.
I had these.
Wale was one of the first people that started wearing these. Yeah, the Air Terra Certex and the Albus, but these are one of my favorites. When these came back out in 2010, people around here jumped on them because they definitely identified with the classic. Impulse buy. I love high sneakers. Grab those. I haven't worn those in probably like 4 years. Pearls. The Coppers. The Pewters. These are one of my favorite pairs. Pew went crazy over these. This was the Valentine's Day shoe in 2012. These came out like around the same time as the red joints. Pinks. The last pair of foams that I bought.
Well, Danielle, we are at the part of the show where it's the gifting segment. And it's a unique situation because you have 3 gifts and 3 tiers. But you're in charge of picking the gift. You pick one. And again, it's 3 different gifts and it's 3 tiers. So you could switch them around. I could move the box. You could pray about it or whatever you need to do. But you pick one and you look inside to see what your gift is. And that's what it is. So take your time and have at it.
Oh, I'm the same.
Alright, open up and see what you got.
Autograph, baby.
Hold on, let me get your gift. Oh man, that's hilarious, Shawty. That is hilarious. So here you are. Here's your gift. You know what I'm saying? You might want to go ahead and frame that. You got you got your autograph right here. I signed my government too. And I got tatted at a young age, so you see, you know, I've been about that tat life, you know what I'm saying?
You got the MB joint on there, though.
Yeah, man, so a little gift, you might want to frame it and put it maybe like right there in between, you know what I mean? Do what you want to do
I'm
with
definitely
it.
putting this
But
joint
now,
in.
all jokes aside, we appreciate you for allowing us to rock out, you know what I'm saying, and coming to your home and you showing us your sneaker collection and just joining the awesome show. So, you know what I mean? Enjoy that.
I will.
Well, y'all, that's another episode of Show Me Your Sneaker Collection. As you can see, we didn't go through every single pair, but we will be here all day. Danielle, aka SneakerfanDan, I just want to thank you for allowing us into your home.
Absolutely.
For y'all that's watching, we actually had never met before, so I definitely don't take it lightly that you allowed us to come through and show your sneaker collection to us, or whatever the case may be, and join the awesome guests that we have. So thank you. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If y'all need custom work, if y'all got any questions, get at her on Instagram. And until next time, man, see y'all. Peace.